Winners never lose.
I'm going to have to... yeah.
All right.
I have to show my narwhal.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Narwhal, Unicorn, Tanuki Cast. Episode 5.
What was it? Wow. 5. I'm Morrow.
Zach.
Every day is great at your Juness.
It's true. Persona 4. It's a great game.
That's
what
I've
you been playing?
I've been playing Persona 4.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
And it's very fun. It took me, the first 2 hours, I quit. I was like, okay, it's okay. And then I hopped back into it because of your enthusiasm and the release of Persona 5.
Yes. Yeah.
And I do like it. I've put in about 15 hours now, and I do like it a lot. It's not a perfect game.
It's also an old game. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, there's older games that are better.
Okay.
You can't use that. You can't use its ages.
Well, so I've been playing Persona 5, and I'm very happy with a lot of the tweaks that they've actually made to the battle system. I'd still say finish up Persona 4 for sure, but I really like some of the tweaks that they've made to the battle system for sure. Like one of the things that I like, for example, is they have this thing that's called Baton Pass. And so, let's say you hit an enemy's weakness with, an elemental attack, right? And then, they, fall down, and then you have another attack, right?
Right.
Well, instead of you using up all of your magic points, right, you can instead pass the baton to somebody else who might also have that elemental, that elemental thing that can hit their weakness as well. Okay. And that's really nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, because one of the things that I found in Persona 4 is that my first 2 characters in the line always ran out of magic way before my last 2 characters. So anyway, that's kind of nice. I actually beat the first boss in Persona 5 just now, right before you came over. Nice. And yeah,
I just learned.
It's going well.
You told me last night that. I didn't know because I was like the Persona 4's dungeons are just kind of bland. It's just a hallway.
Yeah.
You said they're procedurally generated.
They're randomly generated. Yeah.
Yeah, randomly generated.
Yeah.
Randomly generated. And I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. But you said Persona 5's are not, and I think that I like more structure in a way that it makes a more crafted experience.
Well, there's a reason for that, and that's because Persona 5, because you have your characters who are thieves, there's a stealth mechanic to it. So you know how in Persona 4 you can go up and hit the person from behind, the enemy from behind, and then you get an advantage. Well, in this game, you have to ambush them, or else you're going to get knocked down no matter what. So then there's you have to have different covers, and then you jump out. And so anyway, that's why they did that.
Yeah.
So it was out of necessity. But I agree with you. I like the dungeon that I've been in thus far.
Cool.
This week I also completed Castlevania. So review pending. It's coming out to the people hopefully this week.
Which Castlevania?
Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. So it's for the PSP, and I played Rondo of Blood, and that's something that I want to discuss with you, which is Castlevania Chronicles X, Dracula X Chronicles, is a remake of Rondo of Blood.
Okay.
But it's a 3D version.
Like a 2.5D.
Yes, okay. All the models are 3D and a 2.5D.
Right.
Yes. Playin. So, what are your thoughts on HD remasters? And I feel that there's a line of demarcation that you cannot cross. But go ahead. And what are your thoughts on HD remasters first?
I typically love them.
Yes, same.
I think that I wish that they had the original game in there as well, so you could do the reference, because the Ducktales remaster was awesome. It had the voice cast and everything, but I miss the 8-bit sprites and the 8-bit sounds and stuff. Yeah. And it's I wish they had that in there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree, 100%. And actually, one cool thing about this game is that I can play the level in Rondo of Blood and then go play it in
awesome.
PSP version too, and that's pretty cool. So, and it's funny that you mentioned that, DuckTales, because DuckTales got a lot of heat as well when it came out. People were very unhappy with that game, much like people were very unhappy with Dracula X Chronicles. I'm never going to get that.
That's another topic is overnamed games.
Japanese naming conventions are very strange. I feel that if you're taking a PS2, PS3 game and putting it on the PS4, for example, it's okay. Nobody's going to really argue with you. Like, oh, we just made the bumps a little less bumpy.
Yeah.
But then if you actually completely re-envision a game, I've noticed that people lose their shit.
Well, Turtles in Time Reshelled was a bad game.
I've never played it.
It was bad, but if you played original Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
Right. On Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's just, they remade the game, and it's.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Is there a sacred cow? A game that cannot be remade? That should never be remade?
I'll have to come back to you on that one.
Really? Okay.
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking, because Rondo of Blood is like one of those games that people are ravenously fanatical about. People really love that game. Yes, people love that game. So my question
I didn't know anybody knew the game.
Yeah, right. Well, the internet and emulators. I think if you tried to remake Super Metroid, people would lose their fucking shit. Like, they would not accept it, no matter how good it was. Even if it was pixel perfect. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are there sacred cows out there that you cannot touch?
Like, how would you remake it? Like a 2.5?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you completely upgraded the graphics.
I think people would love it.
Had little intros for everything, and all
I think people would love it. They took the original Metroid and made it into the Super Metroid, and it was called Metroid Zero Mission for Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
Great game.
But still, the aesthetics are very similar.
Very similar, but I mean, it's like Super Metroid compared to like
Yeah, right.
But it's a remake of and people love that game. But it's basically Super Metroid.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I feel like it's a very interesting, because like I said, if you take a Xbox game and you say, put it on the Xbox One, like Phantom Dust is coming back out for the Xbox One. But they're just making it look prettier, right? It was already in 3D models, I feel like there's this problem of 2D that you can't actually go back and touch the.
Yeah.
Interesting question, right?
Yeah. But Ducktales feels and plays just like the old Ducktales.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a pixel perfect version of the game or if it's.
Well, it's kind of like the mechanics in Sonic the Hedgehog or 4, it's like 2.5D, and they couldn't recreate that old Sonic jump and speed. Like, he jumps and kind of sucks back down to the platform, whereas in the original games he kind of like floats and kind of lands.
Yeah,
it's just they couldn't recreate the play of it.
Yeah,
that would be a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's a very interesting question, because I think everybody enjoys having HD UpRezs of games.
Yeah.
But then there's this like reimagining. So what's interesting is the PS1, you really can't UpRez them because the graphics are so archaic, right? So you'd have to remake it.
Yeah.
Completely remake it from the ground up, like the Crash Bandicoot games coming out.
Yes.
They are complete ground up,
which I'm excited about.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fun. But anyway, I think it's a very interesting conflict.
It is. I think the problem, if there's going to be a problem, it'd be with the controls.
Yes.
The only way to correctly play a Nintendo 64 game is with a Nintendo 64 controller.
Well, and
it doesn't. I've played Mario 64 on other controllers, on GameCube controllers, on Wii Pro controllers. It never felt the same.
Well, and then you could have re-releases of the controllers too, which would be pretty dope.
Yes,
that'd be like they did with GameCube controllers when Smash came out.
That's right.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
But then they marked it up probably crazy because they only printed like 5 of them in the world, and then you have to like spend like $1,000 to get one of those rare controllers or something.
Well, I think the bigger problem for that example was that a lot of the controllers were very limited press, and then the really cool ones got scooped up immediately. But you can still get the regular purple standard GameCube controller fairly readily.
For the new Wii U one, it's like you can't...
Because they did a tap, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then they did make a wireless version, too, and then you had to have it plugged in to a Wii U controller, which was super lame.
But it had the cool Smash Brothers logo.
It had all sorts of cool stuff on it.